So this is the first of a series of doing short weekly readings for specific groups. And I'm going by zodiac sign because I don't know how else to divide it. So if you want something more than the collective reading, this is for you. So I'm going to start with Aries today. So I'm just going to see what comes out. What's flying out here? What are the energies for Aries? It's interesting all the way. Just taking the cards that are flying out. And it might be love, it might be business. Who knows? We'll see what the energies have to say. Okay, so this is interesting. The first two that flew out are the 1 and 2 of swords, 1, 2, 12, bringing us back into our focus on numbers, 12, 12. We're still going to be in that portal energy for a while. And then we've got the 4 of Pentacles and the King of Discs, or sorry, the King of Cups. Oh, we're off to a good start. So the first two ones here, these are almost in contrast to each other. And it's even giving me a little bit of anxiety, like I'm getting a feeling of anxiety in my chest with these, a little bit of heart palpitations and tension, both constricting and then this excitement kind of feeling. This has been a card that I've spoken about on multiple occasions because we had this a couple of weeks ago as our card of the week in the class that I teach. And it's an ongoing theme that is still running through with people. Now, Aries is a fire sign. It is often represented by the Emperor, the divine masculine. And this is a battle between the head and the heart. Okay. There's a little, look at the little scales there balancing on her arm. And she's not looking. She doesn't want to look at something. And those crows are trying to get that blindfold off her. When you think of the justice card also, or symbols of justice, it's somebody standing with the blindfolds on and the scales are there. So it's to see something objectively. In this case, it's not wanting to see something. This is like a self-imposed inability to, look at things that are emotional, the inability to look at them with the heart. You can't look at everything logically. It's giving me a bit of a headache as well. And so this is opening up to phenomenal ideas and intellect, new course of study, anything like that you're trying to accomplish this week. But use that intellect for those pursuits, not for the other things. Okay, so this is like, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse with this subject, but okay. Now, having these two cards come out together, this is the emotional king. He's sometimes a bit wishy-washy, and an Aries would not want to be feeling wishy-washy. They want to be clear and directed and firm. But this energy is about the heart. This is about getting in touch with your emotions. And this character here is holding on tightly. She doesn't want to share those emotions.
Power off.
Oh, thank you. My remote speaker decided to shut off 20 minutes later. She's holding on to, she's keeping those emotions close to her. She doesn't want to let them out. And it's all intellect, intellect, intellect. You can't have all intellect all the time. It doesn't apply to everything. It applies to these things. It doesn't apply to these deep, deep emotions. So this is also father figure. It's, I guess, masculine emotions moving from the wounded masculine into the divine feminine a little bit. energies, trying to balance that out. Okay. And so this is also the card of the miser. If you're talking about things in a financial realm, it's being miserly. It's not usually about being frugal. It's maybe holding on a little too tightly. But when it comes to emotions and you have this feeling, this is like being very calculated in your emotions, being or withholding them or not giving freely. You feel to give freely, but your brain kicks in and says, no, 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 no. I'm going to hold back. I'm not going to do that. And it's still in a responsible fashion. This is a very responsible king. This is not reckless, kind of throwing love and emotions around. So it's kind of saying it's safe to open up at this point if that's something that applies to your situation. I just saw something flew out there for a second. Just see if it's gonna, where is this gonna continue? So things coming full circle, going back to, it would help if I turn my email off while we do this. Don't worry, I'll work out all the bugs eventually. So this is this feeling of nostalgia. It can also be things like soulmate energy. It can be friendships, family. Okay. So we have this now coloring this emotional thing. It's like once upon a time you did. Once upon a time you were connected in that way. Before you got hurt, before you were cynical, before all of that other stuff happened where you said, I'm going to just use my brain when it comes to this. I'm going to use my intellect. So it's also telling you to tap into this energy. Okay. So Aries is a fire sign. Tap into that fire a little bit. Do something creative. Lead with passion. And again, everything's in a controlled sense. It's not reckless in any way. So that would be the advice for this week. And it's 333. So I think we're right on. Okay, 3-3 here on the West Coast. I'm going to use these other cards. See if there's any other brief messages for you. And then I'm going to pull a rune, one rune. You're afraid. You're afraid of letting it. If you open up that heart again, bad stuff is going to happen. And it's not. It's actually not going to happen because you're in a new, you have a new awareness and you're going in cautiously. Okay. Let's see if we can corroborate this. Jera. This is the harvest. Okay. So you've done the work. You don't need to keep beating yourself up about it. The stuff is in place. Things are moving forward. You will be able to reap the rewards very soon. Let's see another one. You might have noticed I read everything upright. Yeah, there you go. This is joy. Okay. So things are looking up. You can release a little bit because that's a tense feeling. I don't like that feeling. And if you're walking around with all of that all week long, all the time, day after day, you kind of get used to it and you forget what it feels like to let go, to actually let go a little bit. And it's not like that self-care letting go or becoming inebriated and letting go. It's like making a conscious choice to open that up. And there's amazing things that your intellect will be able to do this week. Tapping into all the energies that are out there, but then leave it over there. And then there's the heart stuff, and the heart can open up with creativity and passion. And that's a good first step because it's saying too, this is at the bottom of the deck. The Seven of Fire, the Seven of Wands. This is a little unicorn. This is all of your unique gifts and blessings, not, you know, this, don't dim your light. Okay, so there you go. Don't dim your light, Aries. That's what you've got for the week ahead. Thanks.